Today we have here as model our friend Ali, as well called GibbzTheBarber. Hope you're having a good day, brother.
I'm not, mate, because I'm here with you. But very well, thank you, man.
So what can we do for your hair today?
Okay, so I was thinking like a 16 guard buzz cut. I'm thinking today, take some of the bulk off around the sides. I'm going to go for more of a middle part sort of flow look, and not too much mullety and length of the back. So I'd prefer it a bit more graduated at the back of the hair, and then just like a low tapered into the beard.
So last time with Alistair, what we did was a mullet on the back with a disconnection and the switch technique to just keep the length. He got tired of that. He likes the back a bit more tucked in. So the plan is to change the styling from forward to backwards. And so therefore we need to work out this area, which looks very bulky. Made sense for a forward look because it connects nicely with the fringe. But when we go push back, we need some sort of difference to have the curtains hanging over. So cross graduation, push back, work out the edges a bit shorter. We're gonna shave underneath to have some length popping out. So we're not gonna go too short on the edges. We're gonna debulk a bit here at the back. We have a dolichocephalic skull. In short terms, longer skull on the back and shorter and thinner on the sides. So some bulk right here on the side looks perfect. Not too much here on the front, but in general, some volume when we look at Ali's face in the mirror is perfect. And on the back, we need to shrink it down not to get too much of an oblong skull. The top as well can be touched up, but definitely we're gonna keep the fringe, so we might go with a rounded shape that goes from the back all the way to the front with a little progression towards the fringe. How does that sound, brother?
Yeah, good. I think that sounds like you roasted my head shape enough. And I think, yeah, perfect.
Okay, let's start it then.
Let's do it.
So the first thing we wanna do is to isolate the fringe area, the frontal area of our model. So we're gonna do that by first dragging a central guideline, a division that starts from the middle of the nose all the way till the crown area. This is just temporary. So what we're gonna do actually to find the frontal division is to find the apex, which in this case is quite backward. We got a high apex. And what we want to do by finding the apex is to fill up the roundness of the head with a disconnection. So if this is the apex, the highest peak, from here, we can actually disconnect the two triangles for our curtain bangs. One. First half done. I'm gonna start from the same spot and two. Perfect. We're gonna now collect all the frontal area, our disconnection, and lock it in with a clip. Nice. Now, what we want to do is to build up our cross graduation. And obviously we have to understand the head shape before starting to build up that. And also what we want to achieve with the head shape. Now, we said earlier that the skull is quite oblong. So therefore, we want to create volume on the sides. And to do so, we need to create a heavy graduation, not a light one. Now, how do we do a heavy graduation? Thanks to lowering the elevation, the graduation will get heavier internally. And thanks to the use of some over direction, since we're working on diagonals. Now, let's start with the first diagonal. It's gonna tend to be horizontal rather than vertical. We're gonna get our first perimeter And I want this to be nice and tight and short to prep my low taper on the side. So I'm just gonna go scissors over comb to prep the first line all the way till the end of the section. Perfect. We can now go with our second section and create a little more length thanks to the over direction and low elevation. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lift up from the bottom to the top to collect nicely the bottom length. And as you can see, my fingers are creating more length internally, right, than externally. So we are filling up the roundness of the head. Nice. Okay, the progression here on the sideburn is looking already great. Just gonna clean up a little bit the edges with the scissor, just to have a full idea. Now we just have to carry on, lowering section after section with low elevation. We want to keep the elevation below 90 degrees, roughly I would say 45 degrees to build up a lot of weight. So just gonna get all the length here, brush it down, place the comb into a graduation position, lower it towards the previous section, check the balance and the guideline, and we can go. Nice. Now, on the back, even if we actually want to go tucked in, I still want some extra length compared to the sides. So if I keep going around the head shape and tight, I'm gonna basically eat up all the length. So I'm gonna still, yes, go around, but I'm gonna bring my elevation on the same straight line, which means here, we're gonna over elevate the hair a little bit, considering the nape shape. Perfect. Still rolling around the head. As you can see, we left some length on the edges. That makes it look natural and messy. So, next section, I'll drop down our section number 4, and once again from the roots down. Look at the comb movement. I'm gonna collect all the roots, brush it down, and go external. Nice one. From the roots, brush down, place our finger, 2 from the roots, down, place our finger, 3, and here when we reach the back, just gonna lift up from the bottom to the top. And keep cutting around the head shape. So what we don't want to do is to over direct everything to the side and gain more length internally and less externally, and therefore when we brush it, have long hair in the middle and short hair on the corners. That will make like a tail V-shaped look, which is what we actually want to avoid. We already have a natural growth pattern that leads to gaining more length and weight in the middle. As you can see, this is quite common. It's some sort of natural tail that comes up. So we want to clean that up and polish that up by rolling our position around the head. That's why we call it rounded graduation. Flatten all the length, and now we can finally go with our next section, which is our section number 5. And once again, from the roots, I'm gonna collect all the length, brush it down. Perfect. Now we are officially passing the roundness of the head, so we need to keep as much length as possible. It's nice to debulk around the edges, but we still want that roundness and bulkiness on the sides. So we tighten it in here around the ear. Now it's time to build up all the weight we need. We have to be careful on the over direction here and the transport of the hair. Go down. You can see less and less hair is coming out from our cutting line. Now check this out, check how nice it looks here, the pushback look and the weight we have on top. Next section, and we're just gonna continue all the way till the end of the first half. As you can see, our last section has almost nothing to cut, but let's not be worried about this. We're gonna cut internally on the length later on, once we move to the top panel. All right, we're gonna start with our dark line over here with 1.5 guard open. I'm gonna mark up all the edges with a trimmer and the 0 as well. Descending technique with my clipper. First 0.5 guard open and then close to start to blend in into the brightness from the darkness. Gonna work it out with the corner. I'm gonna polish now all the details. Scissors over comb technique, first with our thinning scissors, and then we're gonna go with the flat scissors to clean up the brightness. The thinning scissors help us to kind of polish the dark area, since it helps us not to take too much off, and so therefore not to leave like a white patch on the blend. So therefore it's perfect on the darkness. Flat scissors instead, it's perfect on the brightness, since it helps us to actually create that bright spots and therefore to polish the white areas of the fade. Now is the time to go and polish up the flat scissors. Last but not least, we're gonna touch up the little tail on the back to soften it up, to create some emptiness. Same as the side here, to control the general texture. Okay, YouTube, hope you liked it. Hope you liked the mini tutorial and hope you enjoyed the presence of GibbzTheBarber. Follow him on Instagram and TikTok. I mean, on TikTok he's bigger than me anyway. But definitely check out his content. He's planning on a mentorship program. The guy is smashing social media, so it's an honor to have him here, and it's good to see him back and also exploding like that, because when we met, actually he didn't work on social platforms, right? He wasn't doing very well.
Starting out there.
So it's really cool, and maybe we're gonna meet him for the next haircut and we're gonna have a little chit chat so he can share his story. But for the moment, thank you for watching. Leave a comment below what you wanna see next on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe. Ciao guys!